Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video in which we are going to learn about Java class and objects in Java programming. So guys, Java is an object-oriented programming language. So the core concept of the object-oriented approach is to break complex problems into smaller objects. So guys, whenever you are going to work on your requirements, it is going to be a very much complex problem that you are trying to solve. So basically you are going to use the Java classes in order to break that complex problem into smaller objects, and then we can solve them easily independently as well. So guys, an object is an entity that has a state and a behavior. For example, a bicycle is an object. So basically it has states such as idle or first gear, etc. So a bicycle, it can either be an idle object or it can be on the first gear as well, or any other gear. And then the behavior, it includes whether it is braking or accelerating or any other behavior. So guys, similarly we have other objects as well which are going to have different states and different behaviors as well. Now guys, as we can see over here, we have the class format, and this is the syntax that we use in order to define a class. So basically we use the class keyword followed by the name of the class, in which case the starting character must be capital because that's the best practices that we follow in Java. And then we have different fields and methods inside the class. These fields and methods are enclosed within the curly braces, and guys, we are going to check this syntax with the help of example as well. And then we create the Java objects out of this class. So an object is nothing but it is called the instance of a class. So we can use objects in order to refer to these fields and methods. So guys, all these things we are going to check with the help of examples. So let me just move to the code now. So as we can see, we already have a class, that is Java test class over here, and then we have a method inside this, that is public static void main. So guys, inside this method we are going to access another class that we are going to create now. So guys, outside this class, that is Java test class, we are going to create another class. So we will use the keyword, that is class over here, followed by the name of the class. So guys, we can give the name of the class as animal because that is a class that we are going to create, and then after the name of the class we will have the open and close curly braces, inside which we will have the list of fields and the methods that we have seen in the class syntax. So guys, inside this, let us say we have one of the fields as the name of the animal. So the name of the animal should be of data type string. So we will have the data type, that is string over here, followed by the variable name, that is name. And then guys, let us say we have a method in order to print this name of the animal. So what we can do is, similar to how we have the void main over here, we can have the void return type and then the name of the method, that is display name. And then it will not take any parameters, so we will keep the parameters over here as blank, and then followed by open and close curly braces, and inside this we are just going to print the name of the animal. So this is a print statement followed by the name of the animal. So I'll just provide the string as name of animal is, and then followed by plus operator, and then this name variable name. So the same variable name we are going to use in the print statement over here. So guys, this is the content of this class, that is animal, that we have created. So to summarize, we have the class keyword followed by the name of the class, and then inside this class we have different fields and different methods. So for now we are just going to have one field, that is the name of the animal, and then we are going to have one method which is going to print the name of that animal. Now guys, in order to access these fields and methods, we have to use the objects of this class. Now how do we create the object of this class? So we have to use this class name. So I'll just copy this, and inside this main method we are going to create an instance of this class, and that is what we have defined over here, that is Java objects. The object is also called an instance of a class. So we are going to create the Java object over here. So we paste the name of the class that we have created followed by a space character, and just like how we create other variable names using string data type or the integer data type, we are creating another variable over here of the animal data type, which is a class. So over here what we are going to do is, we are going to create the object with the variable name as animal1, and then guys, followed by we have to use the equal to operator and followed by the new keyword. So guys, this is important. This is the way in which we create the object of a particular class. After the new object, we have the class name that is to be used. So the class name I have just pasted it over here, followed by open and close brackets and then semicolon. So guys, this is the syntax in which we create the object, that is animal1 object is created over here of the class animal, and we use the new operator followed by the class name. And then guys, in order to access the name of this class, we are going to use the variable name, that is this animal. So I'll just copy this and paste this over here, animal1 variable name followed by a dot. So guys, this is very important. In order to access any of the content of the class animal, we have to use the dot operator. So after this dot operator, if we do control space, you can see the name field is getting suggested over here, and then the display name is also getting suggested over here. So we are going to use the name field, and then we are just going to set the name of the animal. So let's say one of the animals is dog. I'll just provide the name of the animal as dog and then followed by a semicolon. So the name field of this animal1 object is set as dog, and in order to access the name, we can use the display name method over here. So I'll just copy this and use this object again, that is animal1 dot display name. So the second option we have display name. So when the control flow comes over here, animal1 dot display name, so this method, that is display name, will be called and this print statement will get executed. So guys, let me just save this file and try running this code. So I'll just save this file. So as we can see, name of animal is dog. So in this way we can easily create the class and then followed by the contents of the class, that is some fields and then some of the methods, and use those content of the class using the variable names of the class. Guys, similarly, instead of this dog animal, we can use the cat animal as well. So whenever I provide the name as cat, and then I'll just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is cat. So this time the name was set as cat for this variable, that is animal1, and the same thing got printed over here. Guys, in similar way we can have multiple animal objects over here. So let me just copy this code. I'll just copy this and paste this over here. Instead of this animal1, we are going to have animal2, or else it will be a duplicate name that we are using, and the same object I'm just going to print it over here. So animal2 dot name, instead of cat over here, I will provide something else. So let us say we have the name of the animal as tiger. So the second animal, that is animal2, the name is tiger, and then animal2 dot display name will display the name string for this object, that is animal2. So let me just save this file and try running this code. So as we can see, name of animal is cat. So that is because the animal1 dot display name was called, and then we have name of animal is tiger. That is because animal2 dot display name was called. And guys, in this way we can easily use the classes in order to define our own set of fields and our own set of methods as well, and use those methods and fields in order to accomplish our task. So guys, that's it in this video. Hopefully you have got enough knowledge about the Java classes and objects. Please make sure that you practice on your own, so that on different inputs you can get different outputs and you can learn accordingly. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to the channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is methods or functions in Java programming. So stay tuned.